Welcome back to the Classic Rock Show here on ARfm. I'm joined this afternoon by Robbie, Brian and Ken from Consortium.
We used to often read about bands taking months to do an album.
Yeah.
It used to amaze us. I suppose because we'd spent so many years in studios, we used to go in and get out again, you know.
Yeah, I suppose they were sort of more into the sort of technical side. Bands like Queen, I suppose, really around about that time were starting up as well, and multi-tracking vocals and everything else.
But it was quite a mystery with RCA because we never really got to know what happened.
No.
Peter was dealing with it all, and at the time, Dave D was the head of RCA from the Dave D Dozy Beaky Mick and Titch band. And I know Peter went to see him. We'd finished the tapes, went to see him, and he phoned us up and said, "No, not
And I
releasing
think
it."
that was the time of the recession.
It was,
they said they're not spending any money at the moment. So.
You know what it was like years ago, where if a record company thought there was a little bit of fire with a band, they would pursue it. They would, even if it took 2, 3, 4 albums, if they could see something there was going to break one day, providing the albums were sort of selling more and more each time, but they didn't have to be massive hits, you know. And the record company would go with you, they would invest in you. It all stopped.
Let's just have a quick listen to one of the tracks on the album. Tell us about For Me to Forgive.
That's a nice song.
It is, as well. Decided to start with.
We like that. And I think it was one of those songs that we started doing, and the more we did it, the more it sort of developed into the track that you're going to listen to, if that's the one you're going to listen to.
Yeah.
Right. And it sort of evolved itself, didn't it? You know, the more we did it, and the different little nuances and different arrangements sort of crept in, and we're very pleased with that.
Can't you see? I want to be alone. Let me play on my guitar. Feeling bad just doesn't help my mind. Doesn't change the fact that you lied. Doesn't seem so very long ago we lay together in the warm evening sun. You pressed yourself right up against me tight and whispered that we'd always be one. But you let him take all that he wanted to, and you gave him all you could possibly give. Now you come back to me and say you're sorry, but you cut too deep for me to forgive.
strange the way we did the things, because somebody, they'd be playing and someone said, just a minute, got that bit, and so put that in, and somebody else would say something else, and it would all work together. It was strange. It was.
No one ever in a band ever wrote a whole number. It was always an amalgamation.
I was going to say always in collaboration.
Yeah, I don't think anybody came down to a rehearsal with a song.
No.
And said, I've got this, and what do you think of this? You know, it just stemmed from us sitting around and somebody doing something, and it just developed from there.
Well, occasionally people would come down with ideas. An idea could be an 8-bar thing, you know. But yeah, just they sort of evolved themselves, the songs, when we were all there.
We used to sit down and sit around the table in the kitchen and work out a number, and if it was going to happen, we carried on with it. We'd spend the evening doing that number, and then we'd then do a dry rehearsal with it, you know, just acoustic, and then we'd take it to the rehearsal rooms where we'd try it out live, and if it worked there, then we'd try it on stage, and we know that within a few bars it was going to work on stage. If it didn't work, we played it through once and then dropped it, but if it clicked and it had that bit of excitement for it and we got the audience response, then we developed it even more, and sometimes the numbers were changing over a period of weeks and months. Sometimes we
never did
redeveloping them.
We never did the actual album live on stage as an album.
No, a stage act was different, wasn't it?
Looking back, I think it's a bit unfortunate, because in those days it was vinyl, but today you've got a band and they would do that act on stage, and then when they finish playing they say to their fans, here's the album, and they're on the CD.